How is it going? Welcome to Scratch Social Golf Podcast with me, Paddy.
And me, Emer. How is it going?
Flying it, sure. As you know, I'm deep into a cough bottle today, so that's why I have the late night phone number tone of voice, husky voice on me. Not that anyone will be ringing my phone number late at night, but yeah, it'll pass. Like that great Instagram meme, it'll pass. It'll pass. But no, look, I've had a good week. Got some great practice in. Since we last spoke, you might have seen it on the Instagram, myself and Dino with Christopher at the weekend. So yeah, got graft and hadn't hit a ball in 2 weeks, which is strange for me. But the first 30, 40 balls were not pretty. And I questioned, I was like, I can't get frustrated in front of the child.
You told me a couple of months ago that like if you don't practice, you can actually lose like.
Oh, it's gone. Like I'm not a natural golfer at all. Just like everything I have is purely by reps. I need to be hitting balls to be able to get out of my way. It was shank central. 1 in 4 was a shank, was a lateral, was an in polter, was a cannot comment golf shot for the first 30, 40 balls. But, that was just for the warm up. And then we got into the drills. Me and my mind got into the drills. And after the drills are just baseline stuff with Ryan Gribben. And what I'm trying to do, warm up is a warm up. Brooks Koepka's on YouTube. A warm up with Brooks Koepka, then golf.com. Dylan Taylor does it. It's a great bit. And Dylan asked Brooks Koepka, after a warm up, do you care like if the warm up went well or went bad? And Brooks Koepka's like, after a warm up, I asked myself one question: am I warm? Yes or no? It won't define the rest of the day. So yeah, did some drills and figured out where the club face was, and then it was it was all right. It was all right after that.
Nice.
Started to have fun then.
Yeah, that's good. I always wonder like how much, if a person wants to improve, how much time at the practice range versus playing on the course? How do you balance it? Like, what is the best balance? Is it 2 sessions at the range for every 1 round at the course? Do you have any thoughts or opinions on that?
Oh, 100%. Like, I'd love to have a second membership of a golf course. I will be taking playing rights, local golf courses if people want to get in touch. But obviously, I'm a member where I'd go up, and now I live 240 kilometers away from that place. So in an ideal world, I would love to do 60 or 70% of my practice on course and 30 to 40 or whatever that split is at the range. I'd prefer to play 4 holes and play a better ball, like play a worse ball game with myself.
Yeah.
Or 9 holes of be aggressive with one ball and be super defensive with the other ball.
Mm-hmm.
Which did I shoot better with? And try and play those type of performance games with myself. I don't need to play with other people. If I play with other people, then you play golf on a golf course, not on a driving range. 60-40, 70-30, preferably 70-30 for me.
Yeah, me too.
And 30% off course, most of that would be on the short game area. It'd be like 5-10% range max.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I've taken a leaf out of your book. I was at the range last week and I hit 50 balls. Only hit 3 drivers. Normally it's 3 wedges and 20 drivers. So that was good. And it paid a few dividends to me because I was in Sunningdale at the weekend and I played on Friday. We had the first club matches, as I mentioned, myself and Chloe. We won. We beat our very nice opponents from Oxford University, two very, very good golfers. Look, when you're playing with Chloe, you know what I mean. When I was falling down, she was carrying me. Even when I wasn't falling, she was still carrying me. But Paddy, my wedge work in particular was very, very strong. My putting was poor, very, very poor, but like I was so confident with the wedges. And then on Sunday as well, I only played 9 holes because I was flying back home, but I managed to come back with the same golf ball, and that's kind of unlike me after not playing in a long time, especially on such a hard course. So that was great. That was my win of the week. But when I was there over the weekend, there was a lot of preparation going on. And I know we haven't prepped this in the show notes, but the Sunningdale foursomes have started
I'm watching it
today. Yeah,
I'm trying to stay tuned to that a lot because Instagram friend Dara Garrahy, or Dr. Dara Garrahy, is playing. Chloe's playing. Dr. Garrahy is playing with Richard Knightley, isn't it? bear in mind, there's a whole host of former pros, current pros. Robert Rock is playing. Gareth Bale got knocked out yesterday morning. My good friends, I don't know if you do them as well, the Cookie Jar Golf. Follow them on Instagram. They're kind of keeping close track to it. They're great.
Yeah,
they're
lovely.
Love their content, their videos, and their podcast is very, 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 very good. So yeah, I'd love to cover those kind of club competitions, like the Sunningdale foursomes or the Seminole Pro-Am, which has the best field in golf. It was on a couple of weeks ago after was it after the 18th? Which one did Shane not do the Cognizant? So it was on the Monday, the day after.
It was on last Monday. Yeah. Because Max Kennedy played in it.
That's right.
That's amazing for him. Like, that's so class.
Oh, it was special.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I do see those things come across my feed. I'm like, oh, who's playing in that? Who's playing that?
Yeah, and the new course at Sunningdale, for anybody who's familiar with golf over in the UK, it has had a couple of renovations. Oh my God, insane. Like, insane. They cut down a few trees, but like the courses are absolutely class. So if anybody can get over there at some stage, we would highly, highly recommend it. But there was a lot of golf news. The season is like officially kick-started. I know we're looking at the players this week, but talk to me about what happened in the last couple of days, because I love when you read out these news segments.
Well, I haven't prepped, and I try not to like read them script-wise, because we like to keep things casual and I like to keep things social here. But like the run into them, and it's my like what do they call it in comedy? Foreshadowing.
Is that
or
it?
callbacks in terms of my up for the week later on is this like the run into the Masters has officially begun. Like I'm seeing the countdowns on social media, X amount of days.
Yeah.
We're definitely under 35 days now, I think. However, yeah, like this week, the players, I was watching, I was working from home yesterday, working from home in inverted commas, doing a lot of admin while sick about, so I was just had like the press conferences on in the background. And I loved how the media were kind of pressing Brooks Koepka. You know, if you won the players this week, how many major titles would you say you had? Because he's got 5, right? And it's like, it's the unofficial 5th major. And he's like, well, would I have 4 or would I have 6? Like, I'm not getting baited into saying what you want me to say. But yeah, it's a massive purse, $25 million purse.
Yeah.
The winner gets astronomical money. It's the most chaotic closing stretch in golf, 16, 17, 18. Like, I know I'll be watching or rewatching the playoff on YouTube at some stage this week, that 20 minutes just for those holes to get a reminder of what they have to play. Don't know if, as of when this podcast goes out, will Rory be defending this week. He retired last week with a bad back. He was in the top 10 going into Saturday, Sunday at Bay Hill at Arnold Palmer's place, but pulled out on the range in the morning, just couldn't swing through the back issue. And in a text, I think, to some media on Tuesday morning, so yesterday morning, Roy was like, I hope to travel to Sawgrass on Wednesday. Not I will travel, I hope to travel. So yeah, smoke and mirrors. Scottie Scheffler obviously has won it a couple of times. It's the who's who of golf. It is the official 5th major.
It's class.
It's different gravy. I don't know what I pay. What is it, $1,000 to play it though?
Really? Is that what it is?
Yeah. That is what it is.
Wow. I didn't think it would be that much. Can I ask you a question? Do you prefer the players or the PGA Championship?
Players.
Yeah. The PGA Championship, I know it's a major. I don't know. If I were to choose and give up one major and give it to the players, I'd be giving up the PGA.
Like it is the weakest major, but I think they've done a lot to improve it over the last 10 definitely 15 years to improve the PGA. But it's because Sawgrass, it's like the Masters. It's back at the same course every year, so you relive memories. You can relive, past champions. You'll have the same shot someone else had last year or in previous years. So PGA moves around a bit, so you don't get that same type of visionary stuff alongside it, I don't think.
Yes, and correct me if I'm wrong, and maybe why. And obviously, I don't want to discredit them, but PGA Tour organises the other 3 majors and the players, but it's the PGA of America, is that right, that organises the PGA Championship? Have I gotten that wrong?
No, we might do a bit of due diligence around subject to fact finding. What do we got? What do we say in the first few episodes? The subject to fact check. Augusta National Golf Club runs and manages the Masters. The US Open is run by the USGA, so not the PGA
that's
Tour.
who I meant. Yeah.
The Open is run by the RNA, so not the PGA of the UK, the RNA, and the PGA Championship is run by the USPGA, not the PGA Tour either. So the PGA, the Professional Golf Association of America. So all your PGA professionals around America, and that's why you have the likes of Blocky qualifying to play in the PGA Championship, because there's a route in for PGA professionals. So the PGA Tour, nor the DP World Tour, they don't put on or host or manage any major.
Wow. There you go. Good facts. Good facts.
And Sawgrass, $750 per player to play the stadium course September through May, and June through August is $550 per player. Includes a warm-up bag of balls to want to. So yeah, that is Sawgrass this week. Who do you think is going to win? Take Rory out, like Paddy Power and other betting places are available. If you were to bet the winner without Rory, do you know they give that option? They used to give that option for the majors without Tiger. So it's, just in case he's not been able to play this week, who do you think is going to win?
That's a very difficult question. I'm going to say somebody like Harris English or freaking, what's that guy whose wife's name? Corey Connors. I think it's going to be for a big hitter. Maybe Marco Penge if he's in the field. I think a big hitter, yeah.
No, he is in the field. He's one of my favorite people on Instagram the last few months to follow is Marco Penge. His wife just had a baby. There were some complications, but they're coming through it, and they're not afraid to, I suppose, give a view into that difficulty of having a child and being in a difficult few weeks or whatever, being a parent. But yeah, he is near heartbroken leaving the newborn, because obviously I don't think the wife is at a hospital yet. To go play in Sawgrass. So
who's your pick?
They often say that the golfer to watch in terms of picking a winner is those that are recently engaged, recently married, slightly injured. Remember Harrington won, I think, his second Open with a dodgy wrist, and golfers who have just had a baby. Right,
wow.
So they're life events they need to watch. Wow. So, but for Sawgrass, I'm liking, you can't look past Scheffler, even though he's angry Scheffler the last few weeks. I think he has massive high expectations of himself, and it's leading to golf balls being thrown in different directions, mostly into ponds, not at people, as the media have accused him of. But it's suddenly a storyline for some reason that Scheffler is, it mightn't look pretty, but he's still top 10 every tournament this year, bar one, I think, that he's played in. That just shows the standards at the top are very ridiculous. I like Min-Woo Lee.
Oh, yeah.
I've been a fan of Min-Woo Lee since he played the Irish Open, the K Club, and he was playing hurling out the back of Barbstown Castle with John Murphy. He's just up for a bit of crack, but he's honed that in a little bit. So yeah, Min-Woo Lee for me.
Nice, great pick. Great pick.
Another big week for Jon Rahm. Again, I'm taking another small step back. Did you read the agreement the DP World Tour kind of put to the players, and all but one of the live players, whatever it was, 11 of 12 accepted it, or 9 of 10 accepted it. Did you see some of the clauses or whatever that were in it? So they had to pay their fines, obviously. So I think Rahm's fines are about $3 million. Now bear in mind, he got, I think it was a 9-figure fee to go to live. Not 6 or 8, 9. Right. So yeah, $3 million isn't even the compound interest on his bank account, I'd say, at the moment, daily. But he's hung up about, normally to retain your DP World status, you have to play 4 events a year.
Yes.
And in this agreement, they're saying, well, you live guys, if you come back, you pay your fines and you have to play 6 times. So it's more around he wants to be in control of how many times he plays. But if 4 of those events, if majors count and 4 of those events are the majors, then he's to play twice. Spanish Open would be one. Yeah, just no. The headlines in the media are oh, he mightn't be able to play a Ryder Cup. I don't really care at this stage. No one player is bigger than the Ryder Cup.
And what did Rory McIlroy, they were saying the Americans were getting paid to play the Ryder Cup, and the whole European ethos was we would pay to play the Ryder Cup. Jon Rahm has the opportunity to put his money where his mouth is, and he's not doing it.
Sure, look, there we go. But it's a roundabout way of paying to play in the Ryder Cup, which Tyrrell has. So we'll see as that kind of story drags on. Will it still stay in the media, or will it, like Jon Rahm I think assumes that, it'll just figure itself out and he'll get his way. Other news, Dan Bradbury won the Joburg Open for the second time, but I was keeping track of that because Casey Jarvis won back-to-back in the South African swing, and he would have been one of the few people ever to win 3 tournaments on the bounce, and he finished just one back in the end, Casey Jarvis, so keep an eye on him the next couple of weeks, or at least the next couple of months on tour, after when the European Tour comes back to closer shores. And Hyang Lee won the Blue Bay LPGA title in China, and that's kind of the who's who in golf wins this week.
Definitely. And just on the LPGA, it was great to see Leona put together a good tournament that week. She's really starting to find her form again. So absolutely delighted to see that, especially as the season's just kicked off.
100%. So, community questions. Where can people find us, get in touch with the show? Emails and social media platforms and stuff.
So you can please email us your questions, comments, feedback, ideas, whatever it is, personal stories, public stories. You can email us at podcast@scratchsocialhq.com, or you can slide into our DMs, and many of you do, which is great to see, at Scratch Social HQ on Instagram and on TikTok. And I put out a question the other day just about driver fittings, because in last week's episode, in case nobody saw it, I asked Paddy to recommend a driver, and he recommended the TaylorMade QI4D. And funnily enough, somebody else recommended it to me over the weekend. Now, I haven't done my fitting, but I asked if anybody had done their fitting, and a listener sent me a message, and I'm not going to name any names or anything like that, but he said he went for a fitting at a club with a fitter, and he felt that the person was just trying to push the club on him to sell as quick as possible, didn't care about the game improvement, didn't even really look at the stats. He said he'd like to try the QI4D, and then there was just the focus placed on that. Now, I'd love to know, and for any listeners out there, has this happened to you before? How has it impacted your game? Because this person in particular ended up going to a different fitter and ended up with a Cobra driver, which is very interesting. So while the TaylorMade was like, oh, I want this, like me, I want the new shiny thing, it might not be the best for my game. So like, Paddy, what's your thoughts on it? Because it is so important, because, I know amateur golfers, it might be the difference of a few yards or maybe a bigger slice right or a bigger hook left. But what's your thoughts on this? Because I'd say it happens more than we think.
I'd say it does. And just for full transparency, I don't know who these people are either. Emer's kept the cards and the DMs very close to her chest. It wasn't a DM into the Scratch Social HQ profile. So I can give my honest opinion without any bias on this one. It happens. Look, there's different tiers to custom fitting. There's kind of high street stores, your McGurk's and your American Golfs, and like fair play to McGurk's, they've invested serious money, and there's a serious fitting bay in every location around the country. So obviously I love going to the Trully one because it's huge, but the Trackman bay is huge, and the same in Nace. And I'd love to see them do community events, like long drive evenings or whatever. So get in touch with us, we can do that for you. But so you can trust the technology there, and they have the stock. However, it's still a shop floor, and they may still be trying to sell you what's in stock on the shop floor. You walk in there, and there's a couple million euros in stock on the floor. And your next tier is kind of, I would say, is your PGA professional around the clubs of Ireland. It's more personalised. It's at a higher level, and they might necessarily be selling you stock from the pro shop, that they will get it ordered into your spec, and then when it comes in, the good PGA pros will double check the lot and lies, because there is a tolerance there from the OEM supplier. So like, it could be plus or minus 2 degrees, or it could be plus or minus 4 degrees, by the way. So if you wanted your lies, we won't get too technical now today, but if you wanted your lies and you were fitted by PGA professional, that you need 2 degrees upright, so that when you're at impact, you're square. If there's a difference of plus or minus 4 degrees, they could actually arrive and be minus 2 degrees. They could be 2 degrees flat. So unless you're going to the top tier, which is, something like a 4Golf Custom, or to land over to a Woburn and get fit by Titleist in their special, like that's the highest level, is zero tolerance kind of component license is what Derek and 4Golf has. So you can select from an array of brands, and you get fit into the best option for use. It'll happen. Like, it comes down to budget in a lot of instances. If you're going to tier 1, which is kind of high street, I always try and support your local PGA pro. I go to 4 golf because I want the best of the best, and that's just my prerogative. But oftentimes it's, do you get on with the person?
Yeah, but what I would also say is even the high street, like the high street do check for like lie and loft, because when I was in London,
Oh yeah,
I got fitted at American Golf for 3-wood. Best fitting of it's my favorite club. It is my favorite club in the bag. That guy, he definitely was I think he was a training pro. He was he was doing his studies or his qualifications, but best club ever. So yeah, look, it just happened. I'm sure it happens more often. But the advice I would give to anybody is if you are uncomfortable or you don't feel you're getting enough out of a fitting, ask more questions. Tell the person who is fitting you to give you more information, because sometimes we get a bit shy and we get a bit polite and we're like, okay, thanks very much, I'll think about it, as opposed to being like, give me my stats. What works well? I want to try every brand here, you know?
yeah. Yeah, I would call out to people to take advantage of demo days. So there'll be the TaylorMade truck or the Mizuno truck or Titleist or Callaway. They do go around the different golf clubs of the country. You don't have to be a member to go try. Ring up. You can go on to your local golf club's Instagram if the pro is over them, or if there's a pro shop Instagram or their website generally have what demo days are upcoming, so you can ring and book a slot and you can try the different brands, etc., and get fit by the Titleist person or the Callaway girl or the TaylorMade guy or whoever it is. So I would recommend those. I used to love going to those before I knew who 4 Golf Custom were, so I can get a feel for the club, because I'm not going to buy it off an ad in a magazine. I want to see what it looks like setting up to the ball, etc., etc.
Yeah.
So yeah, you in most club fittings, you don't have to buy it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You don't have to buy it.
Yeah. Ballinitti do like a €50 club fitting, and I think you pay the 50 quid and then you just get all your specs. That's great. And then you get it off the price of the club if you order it. That's what happens.
I was going to ask that yet. Is there like going as a club deposit?
So
fresh off the newsreel is West of Ireland Championship entries closed. I see. I'm keeping close eye into that because obviously I'm into amateur golf with a decade or more. Grew up watching the South, etc., etc. And I have this whole beyond scratch thing I'm trying to do myself, trying to one day play in a championship. So it's interesting to me where like what gets in and what does not. So it was low. The cut off point on handicaps for the men's West of Ireland Championship 2026 in County Sligo Golf Club, better known as Ross's Point if people don't know, was low. Was low.
It's crazy.
For the main event, the cut-off point was plus 2.5.
That is to be honest, because the West is so talked about, in particular, it's the first one of the year, I thought it would be low, but I did not think plus 2.5. That is insane. Do you even think we've that many golfers that low?
Yeah, like the field is 125. Now, I don't think 125 includes the qualifier, right? I think there's a few slots that come from the qualifier. So in recent years, Golf Ireland have made a number of spots available. Sometimes it's 5, sometimes it's 9, sometimes it's 15, or whatever, via a qualifier. I don't know if the qualifier is 1 round or 2. Need to check. I think it's 2, but my head says 1. Subject to fact check, right? Like previous winners, to put it into context for the West of Ireland Championship. Previous winners, can you name any winners of the West of Ireland Championship? Because you've been to Ross's Point a few times.
I can name a few. Name
a few.
Okay. Rory McIlroy, Harry Diamond, JB Carr, Padraig Harrington.
Harry Diamond's Rory's caddy, for people who don't know.
Yeah.
Won the North
Padraig
as well.
Harrington. Roddy won. Roddy Carr won the West. Am I dreaming?
No, you're not. RJ Carr won it. Yeah, a couple of times.
He did. Of course he did. I knew that. Sorry. And his dad, JB, won most amateur wins.
JB won it, I don't know, at least 5 times. Des Smith won it. Gareth McGimsey won it. Lowry won it. But yeah, Dylan Holmes won it last year from Greystones. His dad is a pro in Greystones, I believe. And he'll be looking to be the first player since Rory to win it back-to-back. That kind of puts into context that the Championship of Ireland have produced serious golfers, major winners, but there's 125 golfers. So the highest handicap in the tournament is plus 2.5.
Crazy.
Like I must check what the lowest is, because I was like, it's a Keith Egan or it's a Keelan Rafferty of plus 5 or plus 6 or a Jonathan Keane of plus 4 or whatever. The qualifier though is obviously where my eyes are, because that's obviously my route, hopefully, but it's plus 0.9. got into the
I know.
qualifier.
It's
And it's
crazy.
like, there's no hope. Maybe I'll just get worse and go back out to 2.5 and play Junior Cup for the rest of my days, which might be a bad option. But I want to get better. But I got a few DMs, right? And I'm not going to name names. I got 6 or 7 because it's only been a day or so. Obviously, people are aware of the Beyond Scratch thing. Some people are just hit me with statements. BHS is broken. Handicaps are crazy. These are different people. I heard an urban myth, a conspiracy theory, and we definitely need to subject to fact check this, that some coaches, and I heard this from different DMs, one coach in Dublin, one coach in Galway, I wasn't given names, so I'm like, are these even true? So some coaches are running quasi-private junior tournaments for their 14 to 18-year-old clients, golfers, because then they're getting WAGR points, World Amateur Golf Ranking points, and that's getting them into championships. So if people are aware of this conspiracy theory, urban myth, if this is happening and you have some proof, send it in to us. And we'll definitely send it on to Golf Ireland and say, will you keep an eye on this? I was like, is it one golfer in 125? Is it 17 golfers in 125 in the field or whatever? So yeah, other people were like asking me, of all these entrants off all these fantastic handicaps, have they played in more than 2 championships in their lives? So if you're off +4, have you played more than 1 championship? Or have you just wrangled your handicap to +4 for this one? Who has played golf in Ireland over the past 3 or 4 months and even had a score count? I was asked because of the weather.
That's a good point.
But like your A count and scores can go back 2 years.
Yeah.
So
No, I know. But let's just take a step back to go back to this private junior tournament. Me and you are embedded in the golf industry. Like, I work on so many golf events, work with golf clubs. Sligo is one of them. Never heard this. Absolutely never heard this. I would love to know if this is true or not. We won't tattletale, you know what I mean? But it would just be good to see.
All you need to do is Google a bit harder, because I didn't even Google it, because it's pretty close to when we were recording. I just copied and pasted the TMs into a list here. So yeah, I will do a bit of fact checking there and fact finding, and we might publicize it, we might not. We might put up a cringy, $1 million meme or whatever.
We're friends with everyone in Ireland, so don't worry.
We're friends with everyone. We're friends with everyone to a point. But the reason is because of the standard list. I was like, what were the cutoffs last year and the year before? Is it like massively drastic or something, to try and put some of it into context? And it's not drastic. +2.5 for the tournament this year. It was +2 last year. It was +1.7 the year before. So yeah, there was a 0.2 growth or getting better than previous years. For the qualifiers, +0.9 this year. It was +0.3 last year. So yeah, about half a shot, just more than half a shot. And it was scratch in 2024. So yeah, golfers are just getting better.
I think this is great because it shows that people are getting better. Like, we are in Ireland, the golfers who are coming up through the ranks, through the amateur ranks, through the Golf Ireland programs, they're all getting better. We're producing amazing golfers.
100%. And that's my point of, like, I'm off 2 and either I get worse and I'm happy playing Junior Cup, or I get better. Like, I'm not going to whinge because I don't have a championship to play in, or I don't have a Scratch Cup to play in, or whatever. Like, there will be some edge cases, Golf Ireland may have to audit some junior tournaments going on by the sounds of things, and should they or should they not get in based on their WAGR or not. I think handicap secretaries do need to be as vigilant as ever. A lot of handicap secretaries are volunteers, and some of these people might be their mates or family. I'm like, actually, you're getting a big cut there, or you're actually getting a big step back there. But in the main, I think, like you said there, golfers, especially between like 14, 15, 16, up to like 23 to 25, are just simply getting better.
Oh yeah. Oh gosh.
Every year. And that's the main of it. There will be the edge cases. I would say less than 5% or less than 3% of the field of the qualifiers. So it will be interesting to see what weather lands this Easter for the West. And it will be interesting to see, like, with this trend in better handicaps, is there a trend in the scoring average to the same effect?
Definitely. And I remember last year, because the weather was so bad, I think only one person shot under par.
It was atrocious.
In the first round of the West. So was it Caelan Rafferty? I can't remember who it was. Fact check. We have to fact check that.
Subject to fact check. But
We've
yeah,
a lot of fact checks for this one.
a lot of fact checking. Yeah, conspiracy theories, low round holders of the West 2025 and more, subject to fact check. But yeah, a new favourite segment of ours is Name That Player. In 5 clues or less, can you guess who this player is? Now I need to find it.
I'm nervous.
So I can cut this bit out. I had the list there. I scrolled past it. 1 second.
And if
edit this bit out.
I can guess after each question.
Yeah. Okay. So name that player in 5 clues or less. So obviously, if you do it in less clues, your ego's going to get a bit bigger. Okay. Kudos for the golf knowledge. All right. Clue number 1. I've dominated the race to Dubai before.
Before?
Yeah.
Rory McIlroy.
I've dominated. Not yet. No, we'll go to clue 2. I've had close calls in majors without winning one.
Can I guess?
Do you want clue 3? You can guess. Or do you want clue 3?
Tommy Fleetwood.
Tommy Fleetwood.
Yes.
2 guesses. 2 clues. There you go. Fair play. I should have gone harder.
When you
Next
said
week
race
will
to Dubai. That's good.
It will be distinctly harder next week.
Yes.
Clue 3 was my caddy is Ian Finnis.
I wouldn't have gotten that.
Ian's a legend. Ian had he had heart surgery last year. That's why Tommy had a different caddy on for a few months. Ian Finnis is also like 6 foot a million. He's ginormous, and like body fat percentages of about 6%. Absolutely ripped to the beans. Always wears a Nike Jordan high tops as well, caddying. So yeah, he's a character. Big scouser as well. Clue number 4 was I'm England's most stylish golfer.
Yeah.
Definitely would have given it away. And I was saying the easiest clue for last. My hair is arguably more famous than my swing.
That's very good.
5.
Very good.
Between those, you should have got it.
Yeah. Yes, I'm delighted now.
2 clues. I think I needed 3.5 clues last week.
Yeah, we'll say 3. No, I'm ahead. I'm 1 up. I'm 1 up in the game.
You're 1 up in the name the players.
Yeah.
All right, we haven't done it for a couple of weeks now because we're trying to keep it fresh and trendy. But this week, Emer, golf course under €50 for us, please.
So our golf course under €50 this week is West Waterford Golf Club, which is the home of Seamus Power and Gary Hurley, and it's definitely one to add to your list. It's also designed by legendary Irish architect who has done so many courses we've already mentioned on this podcast, Eddie Hackett. Now, what's amazing about this is it sits beneath the Cumra Mountains and offers stunning views with a really enjoyable test for golfers of all levels, with green fees typically around €35 midweek and around like €45 for the weekends, making it a fantastic value round in the sunny southeast. Now, when I was doing my research on West Waterford Golf Club, I actually saw that they're celebrating St. Patrick's Day with a St. Patrick's Champagne Scramble starting this week from the 14th to the 17th of March. So it's a 3-person scramble sponsored by Kevin O'Leary Clonmel, any combination of players. So it's €8 for members, €20 for member guests and €30 for visitors. So there's prizes for 1st to 4th place. And everyone is welcome. I think that is so cool. I don't know how many other clubs do like these St. Patrick's scrambles, but that's a great way to get more revenue into the club, and it's over 4 days. Amazing.
No, it's great. And if you struggle to find it, go on to brsgolf.com and just go into open competition, scroll down, you can find it there as well. So yeah.
Nice. I even mapped it from my house and it's 2 hours. So I was like, would I go this weekend? Will I go? Might not make it, but we'll see. You could see me popping up in West Waterford.
It'd be worth the trip because it'd be worth the trip for the sausage blah alone, let alone the golf. Waterford for a few months, 20 odd years ago. So yeah, we always get a sausage and bacon and egg blah on the way to work.
So good
every morning.
So good. I'm trying to cut out all that food while we're heading into the summer. But that sort of wraps up the podcast for this week. We have a lot of golf to look forward to. As Paddy said, we're on the Masters countdown. Paddy has been suffering a little bit under the weather. And to be honest, I'm a bit tired myself. So I'm very happy that we've gotten to our up and down of the week. Talk to me.
The up is, callback. The run into the Masters has officially begun. I'm excited. I'm going to start watching. It'll be on as background videos when I get home from work or in the evenings or on a Saturday morning. We'll be like final round broadcast from like 1984 and 1995. And 2001 will just be on over the next few weekends. And of course, 2025. And watch Jim Nance do his best work by saying nothing at all, as Rory won last year. The down, not feeling too great. Could be sponsored by Robitussin or Benelin or whatever over the last couple of days. I should have taken shares out in him at the weekend because I'm definitely invested in him heavily the last couple of days. But I have a lesson lined up for a couple of days' time of a round of golf. Only the second round of golf of the year is lined up for the end of this week. The home course is open.
Nice.
It might be on mat for a couple of weeks, but it's open. So I'm planning a day trip home. Be worth taking a day's PTO for sure. So loads of ups. More so look forward ups in the next few weeks. What about yourself? Up and down of the week?
My up was, going back to London to play. Had an absolute ball, played well. As I said, came home with the same one ball, which is very unlike me. Swing is feeling good, to be honest. I'm training a lot in the gym and spending a little bit of time in the range. No other golf booked at the moment, but everything is smooth sailing. And then my down is just my sleep has just been bad the last couple of days, and it is impacting me. Yeah,
I spotted that. I was like, who's leading stuff in our hoop community? And I was like, I'm probably going okay for a strain and recovery, which I am.
Yeah.
But I was like, who's the best sleeper? Stephanie McManus. She's no kids. And you're number one on sleep for the week and for the month in general. And I clocked it then the last couple of days. Like, she's having a tough couple of days. She mightn't be in the best form now when we go hit record. I'd have to G her up a bit before pressing record, get her in a good mood, because the sleep is down from 8 hours to 7 hours and 50 or whatever it is.
Paddy, that is actually, I got 6 hours last night and I said to Kev,
God help us.
Oh my God. You know what? In my family, like I grew up going to bed very early. Like we all went to bed at like 9 p.m. and we'd get our 8 hours. Like that was so
early. My kids are in bed at 7.
Yeah, no, but I mean as an adult. I mean as a 17, 18-year-old.
Okay.
So like, and you know what? I love this podcast so much, but like it's currently 20:57 because I get so excited on the podcast. Paddy, I'm going to be wired now until 1 a.m. That's what happens.
Emer, let's put you back in your box. Your monthly average for sleep is 7 hours and 29 minutes. Over the last couple of days, this week, oh my God, you're down to 6 hours and 25 minutes.
I told you.
God help us.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Sure, look, you just have
I'm
to
struggling.
take the melatonin, spray the pillow in lavender, and don't drink too much before going to bed.
Exactly. And I'm home alone tonight.
Water.
So nice quiet sleep. Yeah.
Very good. Okay, we've loads planned. There'll be Scratch Golf or Scratch Society, golf stuff going up on our website once I figure out how to activate that page. So stay tuned to scratchsocialhq.com. You know where we live. Scratch Social HQ on all the social media platforms. That's been episode 18.
Yeah.
Talk to you next week. I'm Paddy.
I'm Emer.
Slán.